Hello guys, welcome back to Suzie's channel. This is the second video. We just freshed up a little bit and like
Had
I
a
prepared the
delicious lunch.
yeah. I prepared the Turkish coffee so we be like in the environment, the culture at the same time. So, afiyet olsun
Thank
canım.
you. Eline sağlık. Yeah, this is
Okay.
my favorite coffee in the world.
Ah,
Yeah, in Turkey. So it's like espresso, but I feel like it has more flavor. The
yeah.
coffee grounds sit at the bottom of the cup and you drink like above it.
Yes.
So it's strong. Did you make it with sugar or without sugar?
Without sugar.
I like mine without sugar.
Yeah.
But you can get it with medium sugar or with
Mm,
full sugar at the
mm,
coffee shops or restaurants.
yes. Cheers.
Delicious. Just delicious. And you know it's good when it has the foam on top. And yours, of course, has the foam on top.
Okay, so let's continue.
Yeah.
We talked about like your travel till you went to Cappadocia and what happened next?
Yeah, so I left Cappadocia and I went to my previous favorite city in Turkey is Izmir.
Yes,
Have
it's
you been to
amazing.
Izmir?
Yes, I
Yeah,
was
okay.
last year.
Cool. So Izmir, oh, because you've been to Alaçatı. So
Exactly.
Izmir is the
Alaçatı is
most,
my heaven.
yeah, we'll talk about it. Oh, and then you can tell why you like it. So in Izmir, the city itself and the whole area is the most secular city in Turkey. So it's very open, and that's part of why I've liked it so much is because I'm very comfortable. And I drink, and as a non-covered person that you can relate to, there are even places in Istanbul now where I'm like, oh, am I standing
I
out too
agree,
much?
100%. Yes,
In
yes. Before
Izmir,
it
I
wasn't
don't.
like that.
Yep.
Like, I remember 2, 3 times that I traveled here before I moved here. I didn't have this feeling, but sometimes these days I have.
Yes,
I know.
definitely. So Izmir is still that like haven. And there has been more.
How did you go to Izmir from
From
Cappadocia?
Cappadocia, I took a bus.
Oh my God, how many hours it was?
That was like, oh no, that was like I slept on the bus. I took an overnight bus, so maybe 6 or 7 hours.
How much was that?
Oh, it's only like
Oh,
$15. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I got there and going to my Airbnb. That's yeah, cheers. So good, but I'll let it cool down. Immediately it was like a breath of fresh air after Istanbul. What we were talking about with the culture has changed. It's less like foreigner friendly guest.
People are so kind in Izmir.
Yes.
It's calm.
Yes.
Like people are not angry like Istanbul, not shouting, the driver
Yes.
like acting more normally.
It's a big city. It's on the water, but it's not as crowded.
Yes, it's not.
It's always been a little bit expensive. You remember Alaçatı. So as soon as I got there, I'm looking for my Airbnb, and this lady was like, "Yeah, let me help you. Oh, you're foreign. Where are you from? Oh, but you like Turkey." So like that
kind
typical hospitality that Turkey had been famous for. Yeah, and then what I had always liked about the first time I went to Izmir actually was for a concert, and I stayed close to it was an outdoor concert, which is nice in the summer.
Yeah.
I stayed near the culture park, and it was a lot cheaper though. This time, I stayed in an Airbnb because it was cheaper. I think the cheapest hotel was like $70 or $80.
High season prices.
Yeah, I must have paid like half of that last time to stay in like a pretty nice hotel, like in the cultural district. So, unfortunately, but what's cool about Izmir is you can take a ferry or several ferries across to the different neighborhoods. It's kind of like all situated around the water. And because I drink, like you can drink anywhere and everywhere, even like in the parks, waiting for the ferry. That's where I like to put my feet in the grass.
I didn't use ferry in
Really?
because we rent a car.
Oh man, no, ferry is my favorite part of it. and
Ah,
they're
I
frequent.
wish I.
Yeah, I've never had to wait more than 15 minutes for a ferry.
Okay.
You can take ferries in Istanbul, and that's also a great
Mm,
experience to like.
so nice, especially in the sunset time. It's amazing.
Yes,
It's like a heaven.
yes, yeah. So similar vibes
So
in Izmir, but
let's dive into like Istanbul has a very good
yeah.
public transportation
Okay.
system. If you want to mention something for like
Yeah.
commute.
So I've never rented a car. I always take, there's, if you speak Turkish or can at least get someone to help you somehow, there's like those mini buses that'll take you to like the metro bus.
Dolmuş.
Uh-huh. They're
It's
called
called
dolmuş,
dolmuş.
which literally
It's
means
hard actually
filled.
for foreigners
I
to be
agree.
honest. I still cannot use it like
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. And
I
you
still cannot.
understand
Yeah,
some Turkish.
and I prefer like using Metro, Marmaray,
Just walk straight
Metrobus.
to the metro to, uh-huh,
Yes, yes.
or to like any
So
regular
if you
bus.
have like access to the internet, you can easily search like in apps like Move It or something.
Yeah,
It
that's
will
what I
show
used when
you,
I
and you
lived
can
here.
use yes, you can use. It has. I guess it has a good public transportation system. What do you think?
Istanbul.
Hmm.
Up to a point, yeah. If you're in the tourist area or the, especially the European side,
Hmm.
it is up to a point. Once you get to like where you live or past it,
Hmm.
then there's only like one line and it's very crowded. And Istanbul has expanded so much; it's really sprawled.
Yes.
So a lot of people use that line.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
I know.
uncomfortable.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
But in general, every city
Because
in
like
Turkey
taxes
has
here are
good.
so expensive.
Yeah,
I think yeah, if you care about like this kind of thing, like you want to have an economic trip, it's better to use the public transportation.
correct. And my taxi in Izmir, that was the first thing I noticed. Oh yeah, it is expensive here. It
Yes,
it
it
was,
is.
I want to say, more expensive than in Istanbul. The taxi
Ah.
from the bus. Yeah, I did take the bus. They have a
Hmm.
huge bus station. I went maybe 20 minutes and I paid about $20. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Interesting.
maybe double Istanbul prices.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
So what happened? What is your most favorite places in Izmir?
ew,
Did,
outside of
did you go
Izmir,
to Alashati or no? You
yeah,
did?
of
I'm
course.
so
Like,
jealous. I
yeah.
am so jealous.
So I went,
Guys, Alashati is my favorite place.
my favorite vacation spot in
Yeah,
Turkey.
me too.
It's like California but with Greek
Yeah,
vibes.
exactly.
Yeah, that's why we love it. So I did spend a couple days just in the city, and there are things, a couple like archaeological sites in the city, some Roman ruins like on the Konak side that I stayed on, and then of course there's like typical random city stuff and museums,
Mm,
um, and I was there for a project, so doing some research. And then after that, though, I went to a new beach. So the closest beach, there's no actual beach in the city of Izmir. You have to
mhm.
leave town.
Yes.
The one to the north of it is called Foça. Foça is like if Alaçatı was an open village instead of how it's cool the way it is.
Mhm, mhm.
So it's a seaside village, very cute, very Turkish, but with again Izmir, like it's
It's looked like
very,
Greece to
that's,
me.
yeah,
It's not.
it's
It's not
Greek,
even Turkey
Greek
anymore.
vibes.
That
They're
side.
just speaking
It's
Turkish.
amazing. The colors, blue, white, white. Like it looks like Santorini
Yeah, and
somehow.
yeah, and so this was like very much, this village was like that. The beach was good, not awesome, but it is the closest one, so it's
Mm,
pretty easy to get to. It's about an hour,
mm.
by public transportation with the waiting and
Ah,
everything.
yes.
So cheap and pretty quick to get to. As soon as I got there, I went to a coffee shop to use the Wi-Fi. I don't.
Ah.
I'm such a,
You do not have SIM card here?
almost anywhere I go, I don't get a SIM card.
Oh my
I
God.
know.
How did you survive this month? It's hard.
I mean, I don't mind asking for directions, or, but no, I
Um,
do use my phone for work, so I have to connect to Wi-Fi regularly, and sometimes that can be tricky in Turkey.
mm,
So yeah, if you're only here for a few days or even
yeah.
a couple weeks, I do recommend getting Wi-Fi.
Mm,
It's just because I like to practice my Turkish, and
mm. Good, good point.
Don't judge me.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, so this town was nice. The beach wasn't awesome, but as soon as I got there, it was very like Izmir Beach because I went to the coffee shop, and it was maybe noon,
Mm.
and the old ladies at the table next to me were like pounding beers. so
Ah.
so it was very, for like an American, that makes you feel at home. Not that we're alcoholics. I don't want to give you a bad impression, but yeah, on vacation we'll day drink, right? At the airport in the morning,
Of
we'll
course,
have a
yeah.
drink. So that was okay. If you
Mention
just
some the name of some places that you really liked in Izmir.
so Focho was the first beach I went to, and then after that, me and my friend went to Urla. Urla is a
I love
wine.
that
I do
place.
too.
Oh my
Urla
god.
is a wine destination. There
So
is at
beautiful.
least one like iconic
Yes.
winery in Urla. I actually don't recommend going there for Americans
Why? For me.
because we're used to, you go into a vineyard shop front area, and they are like handing you samples. They want you to have a sampling, or you can at least buy a sample, like taste test, like
Mm-hmm.
flight it's called. And there they don't have that. They don't, you have to buy a bottle.
Mm.
You can't try it before you buy it.
Okay, so you can go visit and not try
It's
that.
pretty, it's not huge, but yeah, and you can just like share a bottle with
Because
your
like the
friends.
energy that I got from Urla, it was amazing.
Yes,
Like I
so
just remember that so clearly. It was this around sunset, and I was with my
oh
best friend on that trip, and we were walking, and I remember like there are a lots of like cute villas.
yes.
It's amazing. And I was talking to my best friend. I was like, you know what? When I get old, I want to come here with my grandchild and like having fun, chill.
How
And she
cute.
was like, at first, you need to get married and then you can think about your grandchild. I like clearly remember that the sentence in Urla, she mentioned that to me because like I was like watching some grandparents with their like
Ah, that's
grandchild,
why. Okay, of
and it
course.
made me like feel like, yeah, I want that. I want like come
Yeah,
here like when I got old because the place is so beautiful, so calm, chill,
very,
amazing, amazing. I love Urla. I have
very
also a
calm.
video from Urla in my
Oh, good.
Instagram. Yeah.
We can share it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the town itself, whatever. The
I think just a couple of hours is enough for visiting like Urla, Cheshme.
absolutely,
Yeah, but like for,
absolutely.
in Alachati, because there are a lot of cute and like fancy beaches, you need to spend
Yes,
like whole day like in
yes,
one of the beaches,
yes.
having party,
Have a
chill,
day
get
for
tent.
each
It's
beach,
amazing.
and then at night it's a lot of fun in the town.
It
So
is.
in Urla there is a beach. My friend and I went. It was
Mm.
just like dirt.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
go to the beach in
Not
Urla.
recommended.
Go to the vineyard if you want. At least drink wine on the artist streets, Sanatsoka. Did you go there? There's a whole street, like, but like that cars don't go down. It's just pedestrian road with
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of shops and like clothing stores, and but
Mm-hmm.
it's like
I don't
fashionable.
know.
Okay, definitely go there, and there's little cafes and stuff, and that's where I
Mm.
had my wine this time, and I had the stuffed grape leaves with cherry.
Ah.
So that's the other thing. The food in Izmir is a lot more vegetarian friendly. So
Mm.
like a lot of people throughout Anatolia or the other side of Turkey, they'll put meat in those green beans. That's my favorite. But in Izmir, everything, even the stuffed whatever, peppers, tomatoes, and it's all just rice and like dill and
Mm.
different herbs and seasonings. My favorite, it's during the spring, and it was still available now in the summer, is the stuffed zucchini flowers. Did you ever have
Ah,
that?
no.
Çiçek dolması?
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
so you're eating a flower with rice inside of it. It's really cool.
Ah, dome.
Yeah, but
I
with
love
çiçek,
that.
the zucchini flower is on the
Mm.
outside. Yeah, like the grape leaves, instead of the grape leaf, it's a flower.
I know.
Yeah, so
I had
really
that. Yeah.
delicious.
We also have it in Iran.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can't wait to eat in Iran. Yeah, so after the artist road, Oh, if you get a chance to have a meal in Izmir, I would recommend there's a restaurant in Urla called Ode, OD. It's
Mm-hmm.
Old Turkish for fire. I
Mm.
know. But they have really, really good like farm to table, just really well executed, and it's in a beautiful setting. It's very,
Nice. You
very
can
Urla.
mention the name in the
Okay,
yeah.
so then outside of all of that, absolute favorite place. Yeah, Cheshme is nice. That's like the rest of
Yes.
beyond Alaçatı. And there's like a port. I really like having meze, like eating
Mm.
a meal on the, pier or like where the marina, there's a port. And I stayed at a hotel there. It was amazing. But then, so this time, we went to Alaçatı, which because I love Alaçatı,
Me
and so
too.
this is very like cobblestone streets, windmill. You're right by the water. Every beach is just pristine water, beautiful,
Beautiful.
different shades of blue. The further out you go, short waves. It's
Mm.
nothing hectic. It was pretty crowded in the summer though, so it's not like
Yeah.
you're not going to go just to meditate.
Of course.
Yeah, but so definitely worth going to any
Yes, it's
all of the
amazing.
beaches
Highly
in that area.
recommended.
Yeah, absolute fave vacation spot. With the negative change that's been happening, that in Izmir, not in Alaçatı, was where I did hear people call me and my friend like anti Yabanji words. Yeah, so
Mm.
people actually like made comments about us being foreign. Just a heads up. If you don't understand Turkish, you won't even notice. So
Yeah,
still
it's
worth going
good.
to these places, but just know that people used to be nicer. Hopefully they come back to the way things used to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Do you have anything else to add about Alaçatı?
No,
One
just
other final cool thing, last time I was there, in the evening they had like sparklers. It's like a little firework on a stick that at
uh-huh.
night they would sing the Izmir March is this song.
Ah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's like a nationalist kind of,
Hmm,
yeah, interesting. But
cool.
everybody's all hyped about like yay Turkey. Again, it's being a very secular place, it's also a very like quintessential Turkish Republic type of place with
Hmm.
because that's what secularism is associated with. So they're very like true to the Ataturk identity,
Hmm.
the founder of Turkey. Okay. Yeah, so those are the places I would definitely recommend. You only need maybe a day to take the ferry to different places in Izmir and then go to Alaçatı, Çeşme, a beach for sure
Hmm.
in Izmir and eat some good food. Yeah, and at the port or by the ferry entrances within blocks, there's all sorts of bars and restaurants and coffee shops and shopping.
Hmm. Good.
Yeah.
Good. So, what happened after Izmir?
After Izmir, I got a taste of the beach, so I wanted to go to a beach town. So I went further down the coast, and that's like the Aegean Sea, where the Greek islands are. And then I went to where it becomes the Mediterranean. And on the
Mhm.
Mediterranean, I went to this town called Kaş.
Kosh.
Kaş. K A, and then the S with
I
the
know. I
line
know.
below it is like the sh
Shit.
sound in Turkish. It was really cool, ironic because it was really, really, really hot and humid.
Hmm.
There's a beach there, but you have to walk maybe 15 minutes outside of the town to get to the one where it's like free and you can lay out. The rest of the beach in the actual town, you have to like rent a chair, like a lounge chair at a restaurant,
Hmm.
and it's like on wooden boards. It's not a beach. Like I like the beach.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a little bit like
Not recommended.
yeah, bummer I have to walk, but I think it's worth it because the water was phenomenal. Just the different
Hmm.
shades of aqua, blue, green, blue, deep blue, and there's like rocks along like
You
the
like
edge of the. I
rocks?
know I'm a huge rocks fan. I love big rocks, any rocks. Yeah, I'm always
Okay.
for a lot of reasons, but yeah, Kosh was really nice. I was
How
surprised.
did you go from Izmir to Kosh?
Bus,
Bus.
bus. There is an airport at the next town over. Either way, you're gonna have to take a bus
Okay.
unless you rent a car. I actually, before I, when I first started planning this whole trip, I
You
thought
planned before all of
a little,
this.
no, not all of this. My plan before was that I would rent a car and go all along this Mediterranean coast and
Mm.
stop in different towns. But that's when I realized that prices have really skyrocketed because to
But you
rent a
have like, if you have like enough budget, it's a good option, I guess. Because you can also enjoy the road trip,
I
especially if you're with
100%,
friends or something. It's cool.
100%. And if they're gonna split the price of the rental car,
Yeah.
but renting a car here was like double European prices.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think it was worth it, especially since there's always a bus you can take.
Of course.
I just have a suitcase, was why I didn't make as many stops along the coast.
Mm.
I only stayed a few days in Kosh. The thing that really surprised me, the hotel was nice. It was a little expensive, maybe $70, and but it was cute. The people were really, really friendly. They still had that
I have a
Turkish.
question.
Yeah.
So, when you wanted to start your travel, did you consider like a specific amount of money for like budget?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, I usually don't spend more. I mean, anywhere in the world though, than $1,000 in a month.
Mm. Good.
Yeah, I'm really budgeted.
Bravo.
Thanks.
If you
Yeah.
if you want some tips, you should get a consultation with her
Yeah, I mean it
and
helps. I
I.
sometimes have a place to stay, but even yeah, especially yeah, there's
Wow,
always a way
impressive.
to, and I've never stayed in a hostel.
Hmm.
So that's another thing. I don't stay in hostels. That's not a stuck
Mm.
up thing. I just need my own space. It's like
Yeah.
a I don't know, introvert thing.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, or just an energy recovery thing.
I know.
So yeah, you now in Turkey it's harder to do that, much harder. But I think still possible, especially if
Mm.
you go ahead and spend more time in the places that are economic, like affordable, and you can recover and plan and whatever. Okay, so in Kosh
After
though, yeah,
Kash.
well in Kosh, I just have to mention that vegetarian restaurant.
Hmm. It wasn't
It
Kash.
was in Kosh.
The best vegetarian you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, first we had breakfast at this place next to like this rock formation. So of course I loved that. But yeah, the best vegetarian restaurant I've ever been to in my whole life. I went
Wow.
every day, so 3 days I went to the and I regretted not getting something to take with me onto the bus, like to
Hmm.
midnight
Maybe next
snack.
time.
Yeah, I
What
would
was the
go.
name of the
What
restaurant?
was the restaurant called? Pure Shoe or something like that.
Pershu?
I don't know, something like that.
Okay, you should find the name and like put it in the
My
description.
Google review is on Google Maps. Yeah, I'll put it in the description. If you're ever in Kash, definitely eat there every day. And they have and the wine was really cheap there. It was cheaper than the beer. Like so, a lot of surprising details like that
Hmm.
in Kash. Altogether, good experience. From there, oh, and because this area is like where, so this is the southwest coast of Turkey, so like below Izmir. Bodrum is like the most famous beach town of that
Yes,
area.
it's also amazing. I've never been there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Cool. Yeah, I heard that.
Beautiful. It used to be affordable, not anymore.
Yeah,
Now,
but
yeah, and unfortunately,
it's.
I didn't go this time because
Mm.
that and because I want to go to
But
places.
Bodrum is highly recommended. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's like Izmir but beach version and
Mm.
just really really pretty. Um, yeah. So after Kash, the other beach town I had to pass through Antalya,
Mm.
and Antalya is probably the most famous beach town or city in Turkey, and for good reason. It's super developed. It's just like really really nice. It's like fancy all
It's
along the water.
very good resorts.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And the swimming
It's
is good.
Iranian's favorite spot.
Yeah, there used to be a lot of Russian people.
Yeah.
That shocked me. I got there and all I heard was people speaking Russian. Didn't
Mm.
even know Russians came to Turkey at all, let alone like were occupying this whole city on the beach. But it's the Mediterranean. The water is a little bit warm. There's no waves, so it's very chill. Just like float out and float
Where
back.
did you stay in Antalya?
I stayed at a cheap hotel, maybe a 15-minute walk up the road from the up the main road from the beach, and it was really cute. They had like Volkswagen van, like different kitschy, like
Hmm.
artsy, kind of so lame it's cool type of vibe.
Do you want to
And
mention the name of the hotel
I
if
will
it
not
was
remember
good?
the name of that hotel. I
Okay.
will find it and put it on there. Yeah, it was cute. Oh, and I had my own balcony. That's something I usually look for when I look for hotels in Turkey because this is balcony culture. We don't
Hmm.
have that in the US. We don't have hardly
Hmm.
anybody has a balcony. But oftentimes the hotel will have balcony rooms, or if not every room having a balcony.
For smoking, I
That
guess.
too. Yeah, my room in Kosh had a balcony, which is really nice. I would just sit outside and read my book until my friend wakes up
Amazing.
because I'm a morning person, or have a beer on the balcony. Yeah, so this hotel in Antalya had a huge balcony, and my room was only, I want to say back then, like $25. And I
Wow.
was willing to walk the 15 to 20 minutes to the beach.
Of course.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, past Antalya, did not stop there. And then I went to Antep. I stopped in Antep. I met with the guy I was talking to.
Okay, it's getting
Who I am not
exciting
talking to
now. From now
anymore.
on, we are.
Turns
You're.
out he's
Oh my god.
married. He was not Turkish. He was Arab. Yeah, and then from that was just a quick stopover. I ate my katmer for breakfast, and then I went to, where did I go to? Diyarbakir. So
Hmm.
Diyarbakir is the biggest Kurdish city in Turkey. Diyarbakir is a, it's a big city. I stayed in the part, it's called Sur. It's a walled city. There's like this huge like fortress wall, like stone, like castle looking, the walls that surround a castle. That's still intact in Diyarbakir.
Hmm.
And so from the hotel I stayed in, I look out my room and right across the street is that wall. So that's pretty cool.
Hmm. Cool.
You hear the call to prayer and the wall and the sunset. It was really nice. I took a bus there. I took a bus almost everywhere on
Hmm.
this trip. Yeah, just the flights from here to there and from Ankara.
So how did you get like the bus tickets? You just get it from station or online or
I
something?
usually do unless I have to be somewhere. If you have to be somewhere, buy the ticket online ahead of time. I
Hmm.
would say like the day before, or at least like if you have to go at night, get it in the morning, because sometimes they, or oftentimes they will sell out for like major destinations
So
for.
when you want to go to a place or your next destination, you would book the hotel before, right?
Yes,
Okay, so
almost always.
okay, is there any special website that you wanna recommend?
I This is almost embarrassing. I use hotels.com, their app, because
Okay, so
I've
good.
just used it for so long. The app sucks, but I've never ever, like, you'll have to close it and reopen it.
Um,
But I've never, I mean, never had a problem with the
mm,
actual reservation. So the app can suck as
mm.
long as once I make my reservation, my room is going to be there. Because people who, I've heard this a lot in Turkey, people who use booking.com, they'll show up and it'll be like, we don't have your reservation. Yeah.
Ah,
So, hotel, and the other thing with hotels.com, you used to get like a free stay after 10 bookings with them.
some offers.
They don't do that anymore.
Oh,
Now it's like a percentage. So I have like $8 accumulated when I think
mm,
by now I would have had like a free room. So, but I still use it just because it's reliable and easy to find something cheap with good reviews. So
okay.
yeah, the bus to Diyarbakir. Yeah, the website to use to reserve a bus in Turkey is O Bilet. Bilet means ticket, so O Bilet.com,
For
and
bus.
that's the best one. There's a couple other websites, but that's the best.
The website is Turkish.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think. If you didn't speak any Turkish, you have the city name and then the arrow to the city that you're going to and the times, and then you click the red. Everything is red on the site.
Mm,
So, but if you can't figure it out, I don't know. At the stations, it depends where you are. In the south, I don't think anybody would have even spoken English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's better to use the
Good call.
website
Yeah.
and use the Google Translate
Yeah.
for like booking your bus.
Yes.
Okay.
And even in bigger cities, because I go to the bus station and like look for like, hey, you going to Izmir,
Mm,
and then I'll go. But right, if I didn't speak Turkish at all, I don't know that I would have ever made it onto a
mm,
bus. So okay, yeah, book in advance. It's possible, and it's all English speaking people in places like Cappadocia, coming
mm.
from Göreme. Um, yeah, so they're able
It's
to do
okay.
it.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's just not
Always you can
ideal.
use the translate something.
Yeah, yeah. The translator app actually for Turkish from Spanish, when I met those people that I translated for, it was really spot on. Like everything that they said in Spanish, the thing translated to Turkish and back into Spanish was like exactly what the dude said in Turkish, like
Okay.
as far as I could gather,
Okay.
right?
So what did you do in Diyarbakir?
Yeah, so Diyarbakir, I went for cultural reasons to drink the Kurdish coffee, to hang out with Kurds. During the day, I can't emphasize how hot it was, like
Mm,
107 in Fahrenheit, 30, 40, I don't know, something. In Celsius, 34, no more.
I don't know.
But really, 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 really hot. So during the day, I was like the only person walking around for fun. Everybody else was like just because they had to be outside. But I went to there's like the Tigris River is
That's
in
okay.
the Tigris River goes through south of Diyarbakir, or it's like a 20-minute walk from where I stayed. And it's worth seeing because it's the Tigris River, like the Tigris and Euphrates are what like the area is famous for, the Middle East. And then there's this like pretty impressive bridge going across it. So it's cool for like photographs. There's tea gardens or like tea shops, coffee
Mm,
along traditional setup all along the water by the bridge. But the water itself was really like muddy. Like it wasn't, the river itself isn't pretty, but it's worth going to if you're there. Um, Other tourist stuff, there's an old Assyrian church, pretty cool. Just being there, I think, is pretty cool. Diyarbakir is the only place where I've seen signs in not just Turkish but also Kurdish, and
mm,
I think there are some that's also in another language. I
mm.
don't think it's Armenian. It might be Syriac. What do Aramaic? What do
I don't
Assyrians
know.
speak? I
Arabic?
don't know. No, not Arabic. There is a lot of Arabic all over Turkey now because there's a lot of refugees. Um,
So
yeah,
how many days you stayed?
I actually was in Diyarbakir for 5 days, and I felt
Okay.
like I was glad I stayed for 5 days. The
Mm,
last day, I was
okay.
like, I needed
Name
this day.
three most favorite places.
My favorite place in Diyarbakir was actually an Armenian church. There's a really beautiful Armenian church next to or down in the area of the archaeological museum,
Mhm.
which is also in a really beautiful setting. The most beautiful, beautiful thing, it's like around Diyarbakir, there's like these hundreds of acres, I think, of gardens
Mhm.
where they're growing tomatoes and fruits and whatever, but you're
Nice.
up the hill from, so you can see this
Mm.
view of these huge like orchards and these gardens. And there's all sorts of like coffee shops where you can sit and have a view of that, and traditional ones. But yeah, so my favorite places anywhere that you can see those gardens, which is like a whole side of Diyarbakir, and then this Armenian church. I like, of course, the archaeological museum because that's what I'm into. Outside of Diyarbakir, there is an archaeological site that I would go to, but I didn't. It's actually closer to Mardin. I think it's called Zarzavan, and it only recently opened or was even found like maybe
Mm.
20 years ago.
Mm,
Uh-huh.
interesting.
Yeah. I think Assyrian and then Roman settlement, this place.
Mhm.
But yeah, the other top things for Diyarbakir, you have to eat kunefe. Kunefe is, yeah,
Amazing.
it's a dessert, but with, this is gonna blow their mind, with
Cheese.
cheese inside. So it's
You never
cheese.
tried before?
I had kunefe in Bursa. It was good, but this was like
Wow.
like mind blowing, really good. I mean, really, really good. So it's like these strings of
I know.
crispy, how, what is,
Noodles?
like wheat cream, I don't know. And then inside there's like a cream, no, a cheese. There's cheese, and you got it with ice cream or no?
Yes. It's amazing.
That would have been
It's
good.
one of my favorite desserts.
It would have melted though in like 3 minutes. So eat the kunefe, and then the other really good thing in Diyarbakir, just like in Mardin, is the wine. There's really, really, I mean, really good wine. And there's, this is probably one of my favorite places. I'll have to remember the name of it. It's right in the Suj district, like right by the shopping and everything. There's through, and there are a bunch of like coffee shops like this where you go through the stone entrance, and then there's like this open air with a tree in the middle for the shade. So it's like all natural.
Cool.
And a bunch of tables where you can drink coffee, tea, or have the traditional Turkish breakfast. I have breakfast at the hotel, so I just would go to have coffee. Or at night, this one place to have wine, and it's like a historically preserved building.
Wow.
It's really, really nice. Yeah, so go drink some wine and have kunefe. At night, the city really comes alive because it's just so hot during the day. Yeah, so it was, and people were really, really, really nice, really helpful.
Okay, good. Good point.
Yeah.
So
Maybe too helpful, the guys.
sometimes too helpful. We will dive into that.
Yes.
In the next video, we will talk about that in details.
Yeah, so Diyarbakir was impressive because it's the Kurdish, like, big city. But there was also that acknowledgement and presence of other minorities, like the Christians. Not all Assyrians became Christians, but the ones that did, I guess, is called Suryani in Turkish, Syriac. And then the Armenian church, I was really impressed. It was recently renovated, and there's a guest house there. And there, you can drink wine there. There's a coffee shop right outside. There's like this whole, it's really worth visiting that church. It's honestly one of the most beautiful churches I've ever seen in my life, from the inside. From the outside, they've renovated it, but it was really
biggest statement.
Really, and I don't even go to church. I only go visit churches in different countries.
Nice.
Yeah, but
I like that too.
It's really
I
fun.
showed you the pictures.
Yes, yeah. I'll go to your wedding in a church. So yeah, that was nice. And then just be careful when you buy the wine to take home that no one steals it.
Yeah. Okay, so what after Diyarbakir?
Yeah, I will definitely go back to Diyarbakir and Mardin. Mardin's still my favorite. After that, I came back here to Istanbul, and
here with me.
We are, yeah.
And I'm so happy for that.
Me too. This is a nice recovery after
a long
after
trip.
Everything.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into the juicy details, or?
I think we should keep it for the next video, guys. Okay. Like, we have a very interesting topic. We're going to talk about like her dating life in this time, and like especially the experiences with Turkish guys or like other nationalities that are and I will add something to you about my experiences as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting. So let's watch it.
Yeah, but ultimately Turkey is a place that has historically, for a long time, been, especially since the Ottoman Empire at least, where different ethnic groups, different religions have lived together, period. Now there's like a lot fewer like Christians or the other minority. There are a lot of Kurds, of course. What's the next biggest? I don't know. Greek? Well, whatever. Okay. So there was this
maybe Iranian. Syrian, Iranian.
Here in this building, it's certain. Oh, Syrian. Now there's a lot of Arabs. Syrian. Yeah. So it's cool to have that exposure to different groups of people beyond just Turks within Turkey.
Good point.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing all. It looks like it's my channel. I'm thanking you.
Also, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is your channel. We're
Uh,
sharing is caring.
okay, so we will say goodbye for now, and in the next video, we will talk about like dating, awkward life here.
Yeah, but the beaches in Turkey are worth visiting, and southeast Turkey is worth visiting.
100%. I
Totally
agree. Yeah.
delicious.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't be
Please
afraid to
like.
adventure.
Yes. Do not be. Do not be.
Must.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe and share this video with your friends, family, everyone you know and you think that they might need that. And yeah, we will say goodbye for now and we will see you in the next video.
Take care.
Bye bye.